Hey, welcome to the what?
I got next.
Who got next?
The whole point of I got next is we want to look at we found this guy who said something, and then now it got us thinking like, who is gonna be the next superstar in the UFC? Now here's a quote from your boy. That's Patty, not Connor. I understand Connor up there. That Patty.
But you gotta get your attention out there. So you gotta put the big face
put Connor
up.
there. Oh look, Connor, let me read.
Yeah.
So he said, I think I'm going to go 3-0 in the UFC and become the biggest box office name you've got besides Conor McGregor. If I fought him, it'd be the most box offices sold ever. Because people want to see him get beat, and people want to see him win, and people want to see me get beat, and people want to see me win.
Now, that last sentence right there, man. I don't know if there's that many people out there that want to see Patty get beat or win. I'm just saying.
I feel like it's a little more indifference. Yes.
There's a big talk game to what Patty's saying at the end to rather what he said before that. There's a lot of people out there that want to see Conor McGregor lose, and there's a lot of people out there that want to see Conor McGregor win. He has that correct. If Patty continues to win in the UFC, then maybe his name can get up to the mid pedigree of what he's talking about. But the question is, of the I Got Next segment, man, do you feel that Patty has next?
No.
Why do you feel the way you feel about Patty, and why do you feel like he doesn't have next? Because I mean, he does. He's very charismatic.
Because I don't have.
He has that charisma.
I don't have a. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a knee-jerk reaction in either direction. Here's the thing. When Conor was out there fighting Diego Brandao, fighting Dennis Seaver, right?
Yeah.
You already had your decision made about what you thought was happening with Conor McGregor. You already had a knee-jerk reaction. You already was like, nah, I don't like him. He needs to fight somebody. You was like, oh, nah, I'm getting on the Conor train. Or even past that, when he went Super Saiyan on Eddie Alvarez, you know, you got the people that had this knee-jerk reaction over here that went, oh, damn, I better put some respect on his name, right? Everybody had an opinion on Conor McGregor, right? Yeah. Everybody. So when you come to Paddy Pimblett, though, and it's like, hey, man, do good. Like, no one's out here like, nah, man, he fought this dude. I need to see this or anything like that. Who do you got names in mind for Paddy Pimblett to fight next? You ain't got none.
I off the top of my head, I know Paddy of his recent fight, but that's all I know of Paddy. At least with Conor, when he had that talk game going on, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, who's this guy over here?
Right.
And then it's like you hear about him, and then all of a sudden you see him, and then all of a sudden he's making predictions, and then his predictions are coming true, and then it's like it starts to build and build and build and build. Patty didn't even give him an opportunity to build something. He just went off for one fight, and then all of a sudden now he's saying what he's saying.
Let me frame it to you like this, right? Let's back up. Put before Eddie Alvarez.
Man, before you forget.
We're gonna throw 5 up there. I got 5 on it. You got. Let's take Paddy Pimblett out of the situation, and let's insert name new superstar here, and let's insert Paddy Pimblett back in, but compare it to a Conor McGregor, and let's go back. Not Eddie Alvarez before he won the title, anything like that. Let's go back to Dennis Seaver. Let's go back to Diego Brandao. When he fought and the fight was over, what were you doing? You had names. You had people that you wanted him to know. If he fights this, now if he does this, now I can't respect him until he does this, right? And I ask you, like, who do you want to see Paddy Pimblett fight next? You like, I don't know. Do good, buddy. Like, and you know, he came in. He got that the good win, but it's like, okay, well, who's next? I don't know. I got to go look at a list to make a decision.
True.
We had decisions. We had names. of who we wanted this dude to fight next. And that brings me up to my next opinion. Let's move up to the next guy of who might be a UFC star. Because we do that, right? Don't we?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's who?
Sean O'Malley, man.
Sugar
I
Sean
feel like
O'Malley.
Sugar Sean, he's a draw, man.
He's
You
gonna be a
know,
bigger draw than Patty Pimblett.
yes, you know you're a draw when you're on the undercard and you on the bottom of the main card pulling fans to come see you fight. You know you're
Right.
a draw there.
Right.
When I see Sean O'Malley on the card, I say I gotta tune in. Reason why I gotta tune in, because I know he's very charismatic inside the octagon. Now, sometimes when he gets on the microphone, some of the things that he might
Some
be
of them are
saying
misses.
a little iffy here and there, a little iffy. And
A little
sometimes in
shaky.
the little octagon, he be doing some things where, saying he do the step back jumper. I ain't really feel that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah.
But I like his game, man. I like
Like
how
we
he
not
fights.
doing that. He could
Yes.
if you could do something just off the wall dumb and everybody start doing it. Conor
Yeah.
McGregor
Yeah.
walk. Everybody doing
Yeah.
that. Like we not if we
We're
balling,
not
we
doing a
singing
step
Jim
back jumper.
Jones.
Yeah.
If we balling, we doing Jim Jones. So it's
Yeah.
like first and foremost, let me hit the comparison button for him and Patty Pimblett. And you got when a Sugar Sean O'Malley fight is over, what are we doing? We already got people. We already got
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
We saying
do.
we kind of saying the same thing. He coming down the same path. Now it's not
Yeah.
exactly the same path because he's not like straight to the stratosphere. So
Yeah.
do I think he's gonna be the next UFC star? Let me ask you that first. How about you? Do you think he's gonna be the next UFC star?
I feel like he has two more fights till his championship fight.
Okay.
Seriously. And I feel like he has an opportunity, especially in this next fight, because he should get somebody not only in the top 10, but top 8 or top 5. And then if he goes through that opponent and he knocks them out, then I feel like he has an opportunity to be on that stratosphere of being that next UFC star. Right now, he's a draw, but it's a difference between being a draw and being a star. Because I mean, you can put butts in the seat, but a Conor McGregor not only puts butts in the seats, but he also makes money off the butts in the seats, which is he has his own whiskey in the middle of the octagon.
But that's after the fact though.
I know, but you
Let's
gotta
bring it.
get
Let's bring
there.
it. I don't care, but it's not when you get there.
He's still
It's
there.
right. It's right now. Here's the thing. You said one thing that was alarming for me as to why I don't think he's going to be the next star. Now, do I think he's going to be a draw? Yes,
Yeah.
and that is you say he's 2 fights. From like
Yeah.
the title and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with that, but no. I take that back. What I'm about to say, I'm gonna take it back before I say it. I was gonna say, the people that we got to put in this position that can be a star, we don't give a damn whether they fighting for the belt or not.
No.
But in all actuality, I feel like a lot of times when you see his name on a card, insert second name here, we do say things like, if that second name is really good, this the people's main event. I believe
Yeah.
we said that.
Yeah.
This the one we tuning in, and then let's have some fun after we get done. I don't know. I could be on the train, and it ain't like he ain't going out here and getting after some things, right? Because he's doing stuff. I get it. He needs to fight more people. But if you go look at like his tapology and stuff, my man grappled against Hector Lombard. That's scary.
Dude,
I mean, he lost,
I've been trying to tell y'all, man, his
but
ground game is
he ain't
serious,
never
dog.
scared. He ain't never scared.
He ain't done it in the octagon yet, but his
He
ground
beat
game is
he beat
serious.
Gomi. He beat Talking to Gomi, and he got a draw to Gilbert Melendez. So he ain't scared. So I ain't even mad
No.
at him. I ain't
That's what
mad at him.
That's what you want out of your superstar. You want somebody who is not scared to go up against top talent. I feel like the top talent in his division has been ducking him because of who he is and his build. I feel like him being a taller build with longer arms in that division at that weight allows him to do some things that other fighters can't do. And I
Okay.
feel like it puts him in an advantage when he comes into a fight because in his division, there are a lot of shorter opponents who are more a little stockier inside the octagon, and with his longer frame, it allows him to get to his opponents a lot faster and a lot more accurate, which allows him for that finish. And that's the biggest reason why I feel like he's going to be a bigger, if not the biggest draw in his division I would say in the next year or so. He's already a
He
big
has to do
draw,
it in
but
a year.
we're talking about main event. We
He
talking
has no
about
choice.
yes. He has no choice. He
Well,
has
we
no
have a
choice.
problem. We have a
What's
problem. We have
that?
a Conor McGregor problem.
What's that?
Now, the more I look at it, I mean, who was it that was able to do it a whole bunch? I can't think of anybody's name. He's 5'11",
Yeah.
fighting at 135,
Yes.
and he is 27 years old.
He's still young.
I understand that he's still young, but guess what's gonna happen?
Somebody younger gonna come about.
No. It's gonna get hard for him to make 135, and 5'11" at 145 ain't as impressive. Does he dominate at 145? We're gonna run into that. You know, Conor was dominating at 145, but then 5'9" at 155, 5'9" at 170. You know, I don't know why I made that noise. I'm sorry that I made that noise.
Yeah. Hey, but we got to get into
one more.
The next person, man. We got another individual that could be a superstar if he wins his next fight, and that's a big if because he got a big opponent coming up pretty soon. Cyril Gane is up next against Francis Ngannou. That'll be another individual that could be on that superstar stratosphere if he beats Francis Ngannou, because right now I feel like Francis Ngannou is on a different level within his perception from the outside looking in, because Francis Ngannou has been on his path to be the champion, and he's finally gotten to that point where he is the champion. Now he's trying to talk like the champion. It's just one of those things where you can't talk because you got to back it up at least 2 more times before you can get that new contract to be that big dog. And he won the championship, and all of a sudden we haven't seen him fight for a while. But I feel like if Cyril Gane comes in, puts on the display that I think he can, but I think he might not, but I think he can because he has all the tools in his belt to do so. I feel like if Cyril Gane comes in and he does things to not Cyril Gane, but Francis Ngannou that, you know, he necessarily doesn't see, I feel like he can be the face of the heavyweight division, if not a superstar, because in the heavyweight division, everyone tunes in. And why does everyone tune in? For finishes. That word keep coming up. Finishes. I don't know why it keeps coming up, but it keeps coming up all night long. It's been coming up. Finishes. Finish.
Now,
but go ahead.
When it comes to Cyril Gane, pedigree aside, the fact, you know, he's 10-0, right? He's 10-0. That means when he was 5-0 and he beat somebody to go 6-0, that's 6-0. He did beat Julia Dos Santos, Jair Rosenstrike, Alexander Volkov, and then Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
That's tough. Now, besides all of that, the only reason why I want to include Cyril Gane on this list is because of, if looking the part was a definition in the dictionary, they got to put this man's name right, his picture right there, right?
Yeah.
This man, Francis Ngannou was a scary dude, but Cyril Gane looked the part more than Francis looked the part as a heavyweight champion, right?
Yeah.
Like, when I'm saying, like, on some stratosphere kind of stuff, if you look at this man, once he make it crossover, Marvel movie, they could cast him. I was going to say he looked like a good Bond villain, right? But he looked like a real scary, like, security guard, more sort of.
He's a bouncer at the club.
Like a bouncer at the club that turned, like he's an old bouncer at the club that turned out to be like a badass or something. Like,
he knocked somebody out and they were like, hey man, you can fight in the UFC.
Yeah, like a transporter. Like he could be the transporter. Like, I can see him outside the cage doing stuff outside the cage to bring people to see him fight on the inside of the cage, because he looks the absolute part, which means that all he has to do is go out there and do his job, and most of this work is going to be done for him. Exactly. Now, you got Deontay Wilder, who was the champ, right? Who you give him the belt, he puts on the belt, and everybody's like, yeah. But Anthony Joshua looked more like the heavyweight champion of the world than the other 2 heavyweight champions of the world. And that's what we get out of Cyril Gane. And I'm like, could he do it? If he goes out there now, big old caveat, he gonna have to sleep Francis.
Got to.
He gonna have to sleep Francis. He gonna have to no decision, but it's gonna have to be something to where, like, it can't be like he got hit and then, like, he was in a little bit of trouble and then he kind of came back and it went back and forth. Like, I feel like in order to go out there into the stratosphere immediately, we have to be sitting here looking at our screens like, oh, I'm calling. Yo, did you see that?
Yes.
Like Francis go out there, dips, dubs, dives, and dodges, and then boom, it's all over. And we like, oh my God, y'all wasn't joking, you know? And then I could see that. Put the man in a cape. Can't you see the cape? I see the cape.
Yeah.
Now, can he be the next star? I think he's our only hope.
And especially in the heavyweight division, man.
In the heavyweight division, yes.
I feel like John Jones is too old.
The only other it would have been Derek Lewis if he'd have won the belt and then had a good fight and then took about 6 or 7 months off of promotion, and we'd have just been super happy. I don't know if he's going to defend the belt back to back to back to back to back, but we'd have been super happy about him as a champ.
I'd have been super happy as him a champ too, man.
This dude as the champion of the world looks the absolute part. I can see it. What else you got?
I don't have anything else for the segment right here, man. I feel like we're finished with this segment as well. We're finishing everything tonight. So